Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. Like I told you in the last video, we're just gonna roll right into this video. I started working at the dash. I did a couple things I wanted to bring you in, show you what I got going on, and we'll just kind of check in here and there. I'll try to make this as interesting as possible. So why don't you stick around and check us out. Alright guys, well why don't I just go ahead and bring you off of the camera stand. We'll go in and take a look at the car, see what's going on. All right. Okay, so first of all, I just went over it with the 220. I mean, I haven't brought it down to raw metal. I just wanted to get the deep scratches from that green wheel off to see how that worked out. There's a guy in Maryland, Jimmy. He has his own body shop and he reached out. So I'm going to talk to him and get some advice from him before I proceed any further with that. But I did break the surface and work on it a little bit. You know, you look over here at the dash, these two holes do not belong. All right, so I'm going to try to plug weld them over and sand them and just see how it goes. We know that this is for the light switch, right? Okay, and this is for the windshield wiper. And this is the ignition. Now there used to be a cigarette lighter here, but you could see somebody took and cut these and punched these holes out, I guess to put gauges. I don't think I want gauges there. And Dawn had a really good idea in one of the comments from the last video about reconsidering using the Bel Air trim just for here. That way I can get the trim that actually goes over this and covers it. They have stuff that don't have any hole perforations in it, and that way I can blind over the radio as well, and I don't have a big empty spot there. And I really like that idea, so I'm going to go ahead and think about running with that. I'm going to check out the prices and get some stuff on order. You guys can see this is just temporarily bolted on. The boot didn't come yet, but I really wanted to see it on the car. Just it's stuff like that that keeps you motivated. You know, that was a fun buy. That's something I really wanted, so we got it. All right, Kim participated in picking out the pistol grip, just so you guys know. All right, making use of our new block. All right, so now let me bring you out and show you what else is going on. The guy I got the motorcycle off of, the Dyna, the Daytona, when I was at his house, he gave me this little sand blasting kit. It's a little suitcase blaster. Man, it works good. I used it for the backside of the glove compartment, just to get the little cracks and crevices. The front side, I used the DA and I just sanded it nice and smooth. So I'll be putting some sealer on there and then putting a little bit of high build primer and sanding it, get it nice and smooth and ready to shoot with the hot rod black. So we got that going. And then lastly in here, again, our buddy Don suggested that we just go ahead and clean this little button up for the glove compartment, and it works like a top now. So I think we're going to be all right. The little piece goes in and out now. All right, it had a little bit of paint around here that didn't belong. We cleaned that up and we put a little bit of lubricant on it, and it works like a champ. All right, so basically that's what we got going right now. And I'm gonna go in, get cleaned up. If I can get this camera back on, there we go. I'm gonna go in and get cleaned up and get ready for our live tonight. We'll have a little bit of fun shooting the breeze with you guys, all right? But you know, tomorrow, same deal. I'll come out and we're gonna do some work. I'll check in, show you what's going on. I think we're gonna start by blinding over those holes and sanding them out. I'll show you a before and an after. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, well, it's Saturday morning. I figured the first thing I'm gonna do is try to mess with these two holes on the dash that I want to go away. I'm gonna blind them over with weld. I'm just gonna have to take my time just to refresh you right there. Those two holes right there, they don't belong there. They're kind of big. I feel like if I just take my time, I can get them welded over. We'll give it a shot. I got the air pistol here to try to keep the middle nice and cool after I make a couple spot welds. We'll just keep it cold. All right, so let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Sorry guys, I just wanted to shut the air compressor off for a minute to show you something real quick how I do this. See, I just welded it. You saw me get up and walk away. Look how I could touch it. Use the air to keep it cool. Our buddy across the pond suggested that a long time ago. I always knew about keeping the metal cool, but you know, you start putting sponge water on there, you start shrinking stuff. That's a pretty good method. And you know, these are really big holes. So they're at least 3/8. So what I do is I go around and build up the perimeter so I'm not burning back into the metal. I just put, if you noticed, I just went around and just made little spots all the way around so I'm not burning back. We're gonna start going inward now. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna turn. Alright, I shut the air off again to bring in and show you how quickly that went. Like I say, as long as you build up the perimeter of the hole, you'll close it off pretty quick. So let me grind this and then I'll bring you guys back in and then we'll do this bottom one. But notice, I just got done welding and I can hold this. Keep the metal cold, alright? Alright guys, let me bring you back in real quick and show you. Grinding technique is just as important as welding technique when you're filling up a hole, especially that big. And that really come out nice. Now you'll see the slightest bit of undercut here and here. Don't try to chase that out. You'll just end up, you know, thinning the metal. So I just, the slightest little smudge of maybe some filler and just sand at that. I'll tell you, the high build primer might even fill that little tiny bit up, but you can see it's gone. It was that 3/8, maybe even a 1/2 inch hole, I don't know. And we got it to that. I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this, and I'll let you check that out. All right, that's what I do. All right guys, well I got the bottom one welded up, you know, same thing as the top one. It came out pretty good, I think. I don't know, let's have a look. All right, so there's the top one, there's the bottom one there. I went ahead and ran the DA along there. All right, I feel like just put a bead of putty along there and we'll sand at it and we'll smooth it all out. You feel, I don't want to really chase no more, but it might be a hair high here. So I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of that black stuff on there and a little bit of sanding and try to find it and just go to that area. But man, it's pretty darn good. I'm really happy with that. We had two, they might have been 1/2 inch holes. I don't know. They were at least 3/8 and now they're gone. All right. So I'm going to get this mess in the car swept up. I'm going to go in and grab a bite to eat and then I'm gonna move on to the next thing, and when I do, I'll bring you guys back in. All right, guys, well, I did a little bit of body work on that weld repair. Take a look at it. I mean, imagine it is smooth. It really come out nice. You can't even feel any transition there. There's no way of knowing there was ever a hole there. You know what I mean? It just filled it up real nice. All right, so that's what we did. Actually, a viewer was also a member of my Facebook group, and I've talked to him online a couple times. We actually spoke over the phone today. He's a body man, and he's been doing it for like 35 years, and he reached out and offered me some advice, and I'm going to take it. He suggests that I get some PPG DP90 epoxy sealer primer and take my dash down to at least 320, you know, on a raw metal, and then I can spray it with that DP epoxy primer. Wait till it flashes off, and when it dries, I could switch right over and paint it with the hot rod black that I was going to. I mean, the guy's been doing it 35 years, so I think I'm going to take his advice and go for it. Yeah, so I'm going to have to, you know, find some other stuff to keep busy. I'll put some temporary primer on that raw metal where I got it exposed just so it don't rust. But it's going to take some time for that epoxy primer to get here. I looked for it on Amazon. They don't have it. They kept trying to sell me the Eastwood, and they had some other brand like T-Rex, and I don't have anything against those products. But I'm trying to use what Jimmy said, the DP90 epoxy primer sealer from PPG. So it's time tested for him. He swears by it, so that's what I'm going to try to get and use. As It's really expensive though. It's like $128 a quart. I think I seen it on eBay. But it seems like everything's more expensive on eBay. I'm gonna shop around on the internet. I'm gonna go in and check it out. But we do have to find some stuff to keep busy until that gets here. Because I'm not gonna take the dash down to raw metal until the primer's here to put right back on. So I think I'm gonna do the body work around this window frame a little bit. You know, it's got a couple little dings and wavy and stuff. I'm gonna try to straighten it out a little bit tomorrow. I'll bring you guys along for the ride. I mean, there's so much to do on the car. It's like, all right, well, we're waiting on that. Let's mess with this. And we got enough canned primer around here to just like, you know, put on temporarily so none of it's exposed to all this humidity we got. But you don't want to use it for the long term. I guess bonding and everything like that. And I understand, you know, so that's what we're gonna do. So we'll mess with this window tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. We'll mess around and we'll bring you guys along for the ride. I'll see you tomorrow.